Hi guys, welcome to a fun little realistic mood reading week in my life. When I say fun, I genuinely mean fun because I was editing this and the reactions I got on camera while reading the books that I did were just too good. I was gonna make a cutesy little montage to intro this video, but I need to just showcase some of these visceral reactions I had to the books I read this past week. I went through like 20 different emotions throughout this week, so I'm so excited for you guys to watch. I read some fun books and a couple anticipated reads, and that's it. Okay, let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to today's reading vlog. This week's reading vlog. I actually don't know when this is gonna go out, if it's October or November, but it's gonna be a mood reading, kind of like realistic reading week in my life because I have a lot to do this week, but I want to get some books done, especially ones I want to finish before the month ends. So we're gonna mood read together. I have, like I said, stuff to do, so we're just gonna see how much I realistically read while working and doing other things. I really wanted to film this video because I have a lot of books I want to read this week and these next few days, but they're really exciting books. So I was like, let's put it into a video. So we're gonna just realistically read these books this week. The first one is really exciting. A Curse for True Love is Stephanie Garber. If you don't know, this is the last and final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I am so excited. If you read the second one, The Ballad of Never After, the ending was just like so crazy. I've been waiting for this to come out and I finally have it in my hands. I went to her book signing and book talk thing yesterday at Barnes & Noble in New York and I got this actually signed, so it's literally just, this means a lot to me right now. She signed it. It's like my pride and joy right now. I did start it last night. I read a chapter on the train ride home and then I just saved it for today because I wanted to just like binge it in one sitting. I didn't want to start last night and then like stop and start again, so I want to read a lot today. Today is like the day I don't have too much to do, but the rest of the week there's like a lot going on, so I want to read a bunch of this today. I got to page 68. That's where I'm at in the book. I'm kind of in the beginning. So far I feel like we're kind of picking up where this last book left off, and since the last book left off on this very vague ending. Well, it's definitely a cliffhanger, but it's very vague. Like there's a lot that has to like build up right now, so I'm not bored, but I'm just like waiting for a little bit more to happen. Also, Jax is one of the main characters and we get his point of view finally in this one, and I'm waiting for his point of view to come. I did like sneakily look at all the chapters until I saw like when he comes in, so I think around page 100 is his point of view starts, so I'm on almost 70. We're nearing when Jax comes back in through the story and I'm so excited to see him again because I love him and I cannot wait to see how this book ends. If you have not read Once Upon a Broken Heart books, you need to read them, especially since this is out. The second one, since the big cliffhanger, you finally get your closure, hopefully. So we're gonna read this first. I have a lot of fun books I want to get to in this video. I just really want to mood read this week and get through some really exciting anticipated reads together. And like I said, Throne of the Glass books are gonna be in here. I don't think I'm gonna finish the series with you guys, but I do have currently reading Queen of Shadows. This is the one I'm on right now. I'm on page 163, but I did put this down so we could read this. So I'm currently reading two books, but I want to finish this first before I get back into this. But I think we'll finish this one together. I don't know if we're gonna start the tandem read together because that's what comes after Queen of Shadows, or we'll go into another book. I don't know. Some exciting reads are happening in this video though, so I'm gonna go into this one. I'm gonna read. I'll give you my spoiler-free reactions and review and rating and everything. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go read some more and get into this book. I want to just like binge it as much as I can today, and we'll see how it goes. So before I go and binge the rest of this book, because I feel like that's what's about to happen, look at the cover of it, or the hardcover of it when you take the dust jacket off. It says The Ballad of the Archer and the Fox. It's so beautiful. And I love this like maroon color with the gold. I think it's so beautiful, giving fairy tale. But I got to page 160. I kind of just sat here and read for like an hour and I got pretty far in. I did get to Jack's point of view. He's now part of like the story more. And I feel like I said, the way that the second book ended, the way this started, there's just so much that I wish I could say right now, but it's good. I like where it's going. Actually, I don't know where it's gonna go, but I like what's happening. I also really just want to say how much I absolutely love the way Stephanie Garber kind of sets up a setting and an atmosphere, because it's so fairy tale. Like that's like the whole series really gives the fairy tale vibes, but like next level, the way she describes things and the characters' outfits, especially Evangeline, like all of it is just so beautiful, so whimsical, and I love that so much. And also her writing is very like, if you guys have read Belladonna, it almost feels like the same writing style. Like there's no like extra descriptions or anything. It's kind of just like almost surface level. You're just getting the story, the dialogue of what's going on, and that's kind of it. There's nothing like extra to it, which sometimes I don't like, and sometimes I feel like it's okay. So sometimes I'm like, I need more, I need descriptions, I need more background and more depth. But the way that she writes it in that way, it kind of like works, and I kind of like that. And that's like almost just like a surface level of what's going on. We're writing the story, like there's no dilly-dallying. Do you know what I mean? That's why it goes so fast. Like you could just like get right in the story and read like the whole book basically in a sitting. So kind of what I want to do right now. I am gonna get back into it. I think I might finish it before I even come back, but I'll give little clips of my reactions and stuff, and then we'll just chat about what happens, unless I have something I really need to say. I've been tabbing it. The book felt too pretty almost to annotate with like a pen and everything, so I've been tabbing it, and only like specific parts I want to underline I've been underlining. And with the tabs that I have, it has like the ruler on the bottom, so I feel better annotating this book because it's just so beautiful. I don't want to ruin it with my squiggly lines, so I've been using the ruler when I do have a little bit of a quote or something I want to underline. I'm gonna go binge some more of this, and I will come back either when I finish or if like I have something I need to say. Probably when I finish. Hello guys, it is now the next day. I actually ended up finishing this book last night. I think I read up to page like 3 something. I had 40 pages left, and then I had to stop for dinner, and I was at like such an important part in the story, a part that I've been waiting for so long. But yeah, I finished this last night. It's such a quick, fast-paced read. I feel like her writing is very like almost surface level. Like there's no, I don't remember if I said this yesterday, but there's no like extra descriptions or anything. You're literally just reading the story and the dialogue, and that's it. You don't have to like really think about anything. It just like kind of flows. And I feel like sometimes I would not enjoy that, or I would want more to it, more descriptions. And I feel like say I like when there's a lot of dialogue, which there isn't here, but I don't know. Her writing is very like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess surface level is just the best word for it, but not in a bad way. Just so quick, so fast paced, and that's for like the whole series. The whole entire series is just a fast paced, bingeable trilogy. I was so nervous with how she was gonna wrap it up, and I actually really did enjoy it. I feel like majority of like almost like the action and the interesting parts happened more towards the end of the book, which I guess that's okay. And I feel like the beginning was kind of like a slower build up from what happened in the end of the second one. I wanted what happened more towards like the middle of it to kind of happen a little bit sooner, if you know what I mean. I don't know if maybe you guys read this and you might understand what I'm saying, but I think I'm between a 4.25. It's not a 5-star. I feel like The Ballad of Never After, the second one, is 100% a 5-star. Like that's my favorite of the trilogy. It was so good. I think in this one of the main characters, Jax, that I was talking about, I wanted more of him and less of another character that I didn't really like. I feel like it took about 100 pages for Jax to come in, and still he wasn't in as many scenes as I wanted him to. And I feel like he kind of holds the series up for me, and if he wasn't part of the series, I don't think I would even like it as much as I do. Like he is my favorite part of the series. I just think that his character is such like a morally gray character. You would think he's like a morally gray character, but there's so much more to him, and like why he's the way that he is, and there's like learning about his past and why he acts the way he does. I just love it so much. But yeah, I liked the ending. I thought the ending was really good. I just think the build up in the beginning wasn't like my favorite. I think it like not dragged on too much, but I wanted like more to happen. You know what I mean? I think my expectations were also really high for this book because of how much I love the series and The Ballad of Never After. I think that the setting and the atmosphere and like the fairy tale was just so magical and ethereal and really beautiful. It's so fast paced. I finished it so quick. But you guys ever read a book really quick and like you can't put it down, and you've been reading it in like such a long sitting for so long that when you're done with it, you're like, confused being back in reality after being in a book for so long. I think I read this like so quick that like coming back to reality, I was like, okay, now what did I just read? Like, what did I just read? It just went so fast. So now I'm gonna go back into Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. This is part of, again, the Throne of Glass series. How many pages did I say I was? 163 pages into here. Not too far in, being with how long it is and how big it is, but I haven't been in this world for a bit because I read that book and I took a little bit of a break reading this because I didn't have time to read too recently. So I'm excited to get back into this. I miss these characters, I miss the story, I miss her writing, and I feel like going from A Curse for True Love and Stephanie Garber's fairy tale, almost like less descriptive, like I said, almost like a surface level, but not in a bad way, but like that fairy tale and fantasy writing, to Sarah J Maas's writing where everything is like extra detailed. And their writing style is just so completely different. So it's gonna be almost like a little shock to the system going into this book compared to the last one. But I'm excited. Again, I miss the characters and the story, and I want to know how this book is going to go and what's going to happen because there's just so much that went down before this book. Like Heir of Fire, the one right before this, was just like, I don't know. There's a lot that I need to find out. I'm hoping that I do find out in this book. So I'm gonna go read this. I'm very, very excited to, and we will see how it goes. I will update you guys and I'll give you guys some opinions, some thoughts, but I'm gonna go read now. Hello guys, today is now Thursday. Did I start this on Wednesday or Tuesday? I feel like I started this on Tuesday. Hold on. Yes, I started this Tuesday because that is when Curse for True Love came out. So today's Thursday. Yesterday, I think I started on page 163, around there. And after I filmed the last talking clip, I actually only read like 10 pages and then I had to work and do some stuff. So I read a bunch last night and now I'm on page 252. So I read about 90 pages yesterday, which I feel like is pretty good because I had a lot to do and I didn't think I was gonna get like too much reading done yesterday. So that was all like right before bed. I read for a couple hours and I got some reading done. So now again, I'm on 252. This book is really good because you get so much of the buildup of what's happened in the previous books, obviously, and like into this book there's so much that has to go on and is going on and things I'm like anticipating and like waiting to happen. So I want to get a good chunk done today and I want to see how far we can get today because I already finished mostly everything I have to do. It's now 12 o'clock, so we have a good amount of time to start reading. I'm really excited and we'll see how far I get into this. So at the end of this video I'm going to calculate all the pages I've read so far, like in the week, so we could see like on average in a normal reading week in my life, like not filming for videos, even though this is for a video, but like I'm reading aside from the other videos I'm filming and other work I'm doing. So we're gonna see like genuinely how much I've read in the week. So I'm gonna go read some. We'll see how much I get through. I'll give you guys more opinions. I don't have too many different thoughts because I didn't read like too much. Not much has really happened. There was a pretty big scene, not big scene, but like a big thing that I feel like happened and I was excited for and I really enjoyed. And then there's another character that got introduced in the last book that I didn't really love. I guess because they were new and it's like hard when you already have like an attachment to all the characters and they introduce someone new. So I didn't love them in the last book, but now I'm really enjoying their storyline and I didn't think I was going to, so that's good. That's a plus. I'm gonna go read. I'm gonna go see how far I can get through and I will update you guys with how much we read today. I want to finish this book, fingers crossed, tomorrow and start, I don't know, how many pages is this? I'm gonna close my eyes. This is the worst thing you can do in a Sarah J Maas book, is try to find out how many pages are in it. 645, around 645 pages, so I'm on 252. We got some words to read, and I will be back. We'll see how much I've read today? No, we'll see how much I've read today, and if anything crazy happens, which I have a feeling lots of crazy things are gonna happen. So I will be back after I read some more. guys, it is now actually Sunday. I don't think I spoke on Friday or Saturday because I was still reading Queen of Shadows and I didn't really have much to tell you guys about it. And this book took me a while to get through, and not because it was bad or anything. I think I was just busy during the week, and whenever I did pick up this book, I feel like when I read this book or like the books in this series, I need to have like time to read it. Like I can't just read a few pages and stop or like whatever, because you need to be like kind of immersed in it. Like once you read a few pages and stop, it's like, I don't know, I feel like I need to sit there and really like read the book, and I didn't really have time to do that. I read it in a few sittings like throughout the whole week. Like it wasn't big chunks at a time. With that being said, I think this is my favorite out of the whole series. I binged the last like 200 something pages of it, and since finishing it, I've been thinking about since the beginning of the series and how it started, how Sarah J Maas has created all these characters. There are so many characters in this series, like so many, and how they all have different backgrounds and personalities, and they've been thought out so clearly and so thoroughly that from like thinking about like the first 2 books that I read up until this point is crazy how she's mapped it all out, planned it all out, and like you're reading it and you're like, okay, this part's like not my favorite part, like it's a little bit boring, like I'm not liking this new character or anything, but there are reasons for everything in this book and everything she's put into this book, and it all just like comes together. I finished this and I was like, I've been mind blown ever since that she was able to create this and just have the brain, and like I literally thought about it. I was like, not in a million years or in my entire lifetime will I be able to come up with something as any of these authors do. Like I just feel like authors, their brains and how they come up with these stories are so crazy, but like seriously finishing this, I was just like, I'm still mind blown over how she was able to complete this and just like get to this point. And we still have more books to go. Like I still got more books to go by and read in the series, and it's not even over yet. So it's just so crazy how up until this point at least so much has happened, and all of the characters have like reasons for being there. Even if you think it's just like a small little side character, like no, like it's just like so much thought has gone into each character. I appreciate this series so much. That's why I loved it so much, and I think that's why this book has been my favorite so far, because like knowing all these characters and getting new characters introduced in the previous book and seeing where the story has gone since the first book is just crazy. And she's had this plan all along. Like she's created these books and probably planned out all of them from the beginning. I actually don't know, I could be making this up. Maybe she like wrote as she went, or thought about it as she went and wrote it, but mind blowing. And it's also crazy how Sarah J Maas could take a book and like, you know, there's like one main thing that really has to go on, and like she could make almost 700 pages of a book like dragged out up until that point. I don't know how to explain that. Like I was waiting for something to happen, but she really dragged it out, and I think she's the queen of doing that, but also in a very entertaining and immersing way. It was immersing. You could really immerse yourself in it. You think it's just like scenes and like little scenes going on and like learning about the characters and stuff, but no, there is a reason for everything. And I think that's why this is my favorite, because you see the reason for everything up until this point and how much she has been planning to get to this. So I don't know if any of that made sense, because I'm trying to be vague, because again, this is spoiler free and I'm just trying to give some thoughts about the series. I gave Queen of Shadows 5 stars. I'm still like speechless and mind blown and just like completely like shook that she could create this. I'm just obsessed. I'm so obsessed. I'm gonna be so sad when it's over. I didn't want to go right into the tandem. One, I didn't have the next 2 books, which is the tandem read. I waited till today to go buy them. I am gonna buy them today, but I think I want to read a book in between this and the tandem. One, because it's very lengthy. Obviously you have 2 thick books that you're reading at the same time, and I know it's gonna take me a little bit to get through, so I didn't want to go right into that. I am gonna buy them, but I don't know when we'll start them. Maybe in this video, because this is a week long. So I think I started this on a Wednesday and it's Sunday, so we only have 2 days left in this little weekly vlog, but I am really happy that I finished this. I tabbed, I annotated, I was crying, I was gasping. Again, so good. So I kind of disregarded all the other plans I had. I think I wanted to read Two Twisted Crowns, and I think I wanted to go into the tandem read. I think that was like my plan in the beginning of this video, but the days have passed. I do not want to read another fantasy right now. I think I need a romance to break up the fantasy I've been reading. So I got the ARC. I don't know how I got it, but I'm just like ecstatic over it. This is Lauren Asher's new book called Love Redesigned. It comes out I think November 7th. I somehow received the ARC of this, so I started this last night. I needed a romance in between. I really don't want to read another fantasy, but this is basically takes place, if you've read the Dreamland Billionaire series, the 3rd one, Cal's story, it takes place in this small town place called Lake Wisteria, I believe, and that's where this one takes place. And the main girl character, Dahlia, she returns to Lake Wisteria where she grew up, family friends with the main guy, Julian, and their moms are best friends, and I think they went to college together too. Like they've been close for like their whole life basically. He's a billionaire, it's a billionaire romance, and she is an interior designer, a pretty famous like wealthier one. She has like a show, I think, and I'm not too far into it. I got to page 80, so I started it last night. It's kind of like rivals. They've been like rival, family, enemy, not enemy, like frenemies almost, because they've been in each other's lives for so long, but they've always had like a little bit of a tiff with each other, I guess you could say. But it's cutesy. I was so excited because I haven't read a romance like this in a while, and I love Lauren Asher's writing a lot. I read the Dreamland Billionaire series. I think I read Throttled. Is that the first one of the F1 racing series? What's that series called? Dirty Air series. But I'm so excited to read this. I really liked the third Dreamland Billionaire series book and the setting of Lake Wisteria and everything, so I'm excited that this is like set in that town. Hopefully I will finish this before this video is over. I think I will. We have Monday and Tuesday and I guess some of Wednesday. I don't know, we'll see. But I'll give you guys some updates and some thoughts. I actually didn't think I would be able to start another book after I finished Queen of Shadows because I was just like, this book like really just blew my mind. I need a brain break, and I feel like not a brain break without reading, like a reading brain break, and that is Love Redesigned, and I'm really excited to read this. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will come back, I will update you guys, and I will be back. Hello guys, it is now Tuesday, almost the last day of reading for a week, and I've gotten pretty far through Love Redesigned. I wrote down some thoughts while I was reading it so we could talk about it, but I think I got to page like 2 something last night and I read a bunch. I feel like her writing, especially this book, like I don't remember it feeling like this in her Dreamland Billionaire series, but the writing of this book especially feels so much like Elsie Silver's writing, and I love Elsie Silver's writing. The Chestnut Spring series is the only series I've read by her so far, but Lauren Asher's writing in this book and like the way the characters are, I don't know, it's reminding me so much of Elsie Silver's writing in the Chestnut Spring series, which obviously I love so much. So I'm really thoroughly enjoying the writing style of this. It is so fast paced. You could just sit and kind of binge it, and it is a longer romance book. It is, I think, closer to 500 pages. Maybe it is around 500. And I honestly feel like it's doing it justice of the 500 pages. And usually I feel like romances, when they get to like the 400 page mark and over, it's kind of like dragged on and you just don't need that much. But I'm like thoroughly enjoying this. I'm on page 374 right now, and I just got to that a little bit ago. I read a bit this morning, but I'm loving it. Like I could read a lot of pages of this book, and I'm happy that it's actually that long because I'm enjoying the characters, the storyline and the plot and their personalities and like their story like a lot. I don't know if it's because I haven't read a romance like this in a while, like I said, but I'm really eating it up. And again, I think it might be because of her writing. The way I haven't read a romance in a while mixed with her writing style in this is just so good. Like you got right into the story and right into kind of the two characters and like their little situation between the two of them. There's just a lot of dialogue, a lot of banter. The storyline just like is fast paced, and I feel like this is, I guess, would be marketed as like an enemies to lovers, but I feel like it's less enemies to lovers than more like they're family friends and they kind of grew up always with each other, and things have gone like happened between each other and between the two of them, and I don't know the word, like it's not like enemies between each other, it's just like they have some things throughout their relationship up until this point that they kind of like have an argument about or just don't see eye to eye on, and they haven't really talked it out. So with all of that, there's a lot of sexual tension, there's a lot they have to talk about and kind of not explain themselves, but it's like one of those, you know. But it is so good. I'm like eating it up. I love their story. I love that they have like a history of just growing up with each other and like knowing each other that well. And our man Julian he is so down bad for her. Like you could just like right off the bat tell how much he cares about her, and like the little things that he does for her, he is so down bad. Like I just read a part, I wrote on Goodreads, I put a little update and I said I was kicking my feet. I'm literally was screaming when I read it because it's like something that he's done without her knowing, and like it's kind of revealed in a small little way, but it's just like it just shows so much and I love it so much. Also, I didn't read the dedication to you guys, but the dedication in this book is to those whose love language is words of affirmation. Your praise kink is safe with me and Julian Lopez. So that's telling you something about Julian. Like that's all you really need to know. I'm loving them. I love their little banter between each other and their relationship. I think it's because they have like a foundation of knowing each other for so long, and you can feel that. I don't know if it's just me. And there's also, like I said, this takes place in the same like setting and town as the, what was it called, The Final Offer from the Dreamland Billionaire, and Alana and Cal, they had like a little cameo. They had a couple cameos and I'm loving that because Cal and Alana were my favorite from the Dreamland Billionaire, so seeing them in this is just, it's so cute. I love when the worlds combine and collab, I don't know, collide. That's the word, when the worlds collide, even though they're in the same world. Anyway, really enjoying it. So fast paced. I think I'm gonna finish it today, which I didn't expect to. I thought I was gonna finish it tomorrow, but it's just going so quick and I'm so invested and I need to know how it ends and I want to know how we wrap this up. So I'm gonna read probably the rest of it today. Things are going really well. I feel like we're nearing, hopefully not a third act breakup, but it's like we're nearing that part of a romance book where things could go wrong, and I'm hoping it's nothing that like really annoys me, because that's what always gets me in romance books, when like it's just like, just talk it out, just literally talk it out. But we'll see, and I will let you guys know. I'm gonna go finish this, and I don't know if I'm gonna start the tandem read today or tomorrow. I don't know. Listen, that's a problem for me after I finish this book, so I'm gonna go do that and I will be back with my rating and my thoughts. I'm so excited. Finished this a little bit ago and I've been trying to process a rating for it because I enjoyed the story from beginning to end. I don't think there's anything in this book, the writing, the story, the characters, the love, and like everything about it, I didn't have one thing to fault. In my head, that should equate to a 5-star book, you know, like that should make this 5 stars. And right now I'm feeling like a 4.75. Did I get a 5-star feeling? Like maybe I was like so giddy reading it, especially like the last part of the book. I was so nervous. The third act breakup and like the ending of the book, the last like 100-200 pages was gonna be like, because I feel like in a lot of romances, contemporary romances, you get to like the end and there's like some stuff that comes up just like include a conflict, and I was worried that was what's gonna happen. And I mean, there was stuff that obviously happened, but like not as bad as I was expecting, but not as like conflicty. Do you know what I mean? Like I liked it is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know why I struggle when I read contemporary romances like this. Like I think like By a Thread and Powerless by Elsie Silver, like those I've given 5 stars and it gave me like the same feelings as this, but for some reason when it comes to like contemporary romances, 5 stars are harder for me because I feel like they're just like, you know, there's romances, and unless they like really hit me, I don't really feel like they're 5 stars. I just feel like it's 4.5 it can get up to, but like 5 stars is hard for me to give like a romance like this. You know what I mean? I don't really know how to explain this. I feel like since I'm reading a lot of fantasy books and those have so much like plot and build up and so much to them, that when I get back to a like contemporary romance, it's hard for me to like be invested and like obsessed. But I was invested and obsessed with this. Like Julian is the blueprint. Their romance was amazing. Their history and the chemistry and their story I loved so much. The side characters I loved so much. The setting, everything about it, like I really enjoyed it. I think this is my favorite Lauren Asher book like to date. I think this is like her best that she's done. I am so excited for everyone to read this. Like I feel so like blessed that I got to read this early because of how much I like it. I love it. Like I love it so much. So right now I'm between a 4.75 and a 5 star. If I can't stop thinking about this in the next few days, whatever, it'll probably be a 5 star. I loved this so much. And there's just like a few quotes. I didn't annotate this, which I wish I kind of did, but I didn't end up annotating it. But there was a few parts of this that was like really sweet, and a lot of scenes that I love so much. Like there was a few quotes in here that I did underline, and there's a few scenes that I did kind of annotate a little bit, but I kind of wish I tabbed some scenes that I loved because they were just so many that I just really truly did enjoy. And I feel like it wasn't just like a contemporary romance and like them and their history and stuff. Like it had more depth to it, and you could feel that they're like soulmate connection, and it was so good. So I don't know between the stars I'm gonna give, but on Goodreads I'll probably give it a 5, and I'll have to think about that. But right now 4.75 feels right. Maybe a 5, I don't know, we will see. I don't think I'm gonna read the rest of today, and tomorrow I have to edit all day. I don't really know the next time I'm gonna read. I have so much to do, and I don't really want to start the tandem read, which is my next 2 books to conquer, and I think I need to like prepare myself a little bit before reading that. So I don't think I'm gonna read anymore the rest of at least this video. So I think this is the end of our reading journey together. Let's now calculate the pages that I've read. Let me get the other books that I've read. If I didn't have the tandem read next and I had another book I wanted to read in between and I had time to read and start and finish, I would read more in this video. But I know I want to do the tandem read next, and I just don't think I'm going to get to that until later on in this week or like the end of the week. So here are the books that we have read in this video. So I started this book after chapter 1. I think chapter 2 I started reading this week, or at least in this video. So we'll calculate it exactly how many pages I've read. So this book was with the epilogue with the bonus epilogue was 399 pages, and I started on page 11 in, which makes it 388 pages I read of this. That was really good mental math. So 388 pages plus. Did I already start Queen of Shadows? I think I did. I think it was like 100 pages into this, maybe like 120. I could be making that up, but I'm gonna stick with that. So let's see how many pages of this I read. 645 minus 120. I'm doing mental math right now. Is 525. 525 pages I read of Queen of Shadows. And then I read this book, which is About, with the epilogue, 514 pages. So in all, I read 1,427 pages this week. I mean, I'm not going to read for the next few days, which would complete the week. So that's as much as I read this week. Honestly, I feel like that's a good amount. I read and completed some really good books, some anticipated books that I really wanted to get to, and I'm happy I got to put them in this video. So I'm so excited for the next books in this series. I think this is going to be one of my newfound favorite series. I'm so excited for the next character that we're getting, which it actually tells you at the end of this book, which I won't spoil it, but you got hints of it, and I'm so excited to read their story. I already know. I have hints and inklings about what it's going to be about. Thank you guys for coming along this realistic mood reading week in my life. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you did. Let me know if you're going to read any of these, if you have read any of these, your thoughts on anything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you hopefully in the next one. Bye!